Let's see what happens here in a minute.
What was that? That was the name of that bird, Tucson Sam, and he sold the Cheerios.
Toucan Sam.
I know.
Toucan Sam.
Tucson Sam. So
And it was Fruit Loops.
He's selling something else.
Tucson is his brother.
Tucson Sam. I think he's selling something in the high desert.
There's an SUV called the Tucson. Is it like Hyundai or Kia makes it?
Yes. They make a
Tucson is his cousin that
and a
sells
Santa
illegal
Fe.
fireworks out in Arizona.
Okay, that's the Tucson Sam I was thinking of. That's right. Thanks, Case. It's just the beginning, Chase. I'm sorry, dude, but this is
this is great.
pretty much how it's going to go from here on out.
And it's going to be even worse because
You
I
can
only
leave
have
now.
one monitor to work with, so I don't know exactly what the hell's going on.
Well, that in case he's drinking his cream soda, once you get that stuff in him, he goes crazy.
Bouncing off the wall.
All the carbonation just like tickles his throat. And he just goes for it.
His
You
throat.
said tickle his throat. That's right.
Yeah, drink that cream soda.
Okay. All right.
That's how I would describe it.
All right. So it looks like we
That was recorded,
are.
right? You got that?
Yes.
Probably not.
Yes. It looks like we are live. That's a good
All right.
sign. Full screen. Okay. Yeah. I'm just going to have to. I'm not going to be able to bounce around. So if anybody in the chat room. If something goes wrong in the chat on the feed, let me know so I can look into it. Because right now I am just flying by the seat of my pants here.
What happened to your other monitor?
I had to restart my computer. It said it wouldn't. The graphics card wasn't recognized, and now I only have one monitor. So
Let me close
How do I
out
do
my,
that room?
close out my algorithms.
yeah, I bet one of Matt's algorithms went crazy
It's probably
and infected the entire house.
I did do some extra clicking.
Tammy's gonna walk in here in a minute and be like, "What did you do?"
How do I see the chat room?
You can go to the live feed on YouTube. Go to YouTube.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Go to
Copy.
YouTube and search for Trail Chasers.
That is easy.
Make sure you choose the right one, though. There's a mountain biking channel called The Trail Chasers.
There's another channel out there,
That's not us.
and there's
Wow.
another new channel, TR4ILCH4SERS.
That's not us.
And there's
Wow.
another.
You
You gotta put that on
Oh, yeah,
on
mute it.
Oh, yeah.
There you
Yeah, I
go.
thought I was in the Matrix right now. I was like,
I broke my brain right now. dude.
yeah, no.
I'm just
Whoa,
like,
dude.
like, what's going on?
What's in this cream soda?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to start
I don't know.
putting one of those
Whatever it
coasters
was,
over the
I
top
got
so I don't get roofied in my cream soda.
You would love to get roofied. All right, are we ready?
would.
We're ready to do this.
I'm good.
Okay, 3, 2, 1. Hey everybody! It is just after 6:30 on Tuesday night. We're live on YouTube as we usually are on Tuesday nights. We are joined by Chase Gardner tonight. You know him on Instagram at Chase in Point and on at 2Track Nation. How are you doing tonight, Chase?
I'm good. I'm happy to be here with you guys.
Yeah, thank
And-
you.
That's two chases in a row.
It's
is.
a chase.
Yeah.
We're chasing Chase with Chase. Yeah.
Two chases
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
make a right.
We'll call it the trifecta because that's my Instagram name. But yeah, I actually checked that episode out and I was like, all right, I like going after this guy.
So apologies up front. We talked about it a little bit before we started recording. My computer took had a conniption fit, and so I'm working handicap tonight on the machinery. But I think we'll
more
get it
handicap.
Yeah,
more than
just
usual,
more than
and
usual.
but I think we'll get it figured out. So background is I've stalked you on Instagram for a while. You've
All right.
got a
Doctor.
yes,
He's good at
for
that.
sure. I am super good as a internet. I should be like a private investigator.
Yeah.
and just
Okay.
stalk people online. That's
Yeah, what did you learn? Curious.
nothing I can say on the air. We can talk about what you need to pay me to keep quiet after this. So started following you on Instagram at, again, it's chase.in.point because of your sweet ass rig. And, and then during the conversation before we started, we noticed that you're sitting in a soundproof room, which could be either super creepy or super cool. And then you told us about 2-Track Nation. So let's start with just you in general. Where you at? What kind of rig do you have, and why do you have it?
Yeah, so I have 2009 Lexus GX 470. I've had it for about 4 years. I came from the drifting world. You guys familiar with drifting stuff?
Sure.
I did drifting for like 15 years, like long time. Yeah, I was into it back in 2006 is when I bought my first car and stuff like that and started building it. I was just obsessed with it. And I kind of did that for a long time, right? I think I kind of got burnt out on it. I used to be an event coordinator. I would like help put on the events and stuff like that because like it's illegal to do on the street. So we're like, oh, there's none of that. So like, let's rent this parking lot out.
Illegal.
Yeah. Where did you learn to drift? Nowhere.
Yeah.
In a safe,
By
controlled environment.
Yeah, exactly. And so, there was South Dakota Drift, and they still do it out in Rapid City, South Dakota. Actually, my buddies still run it, and he started it. But that's kind of where I started that coordinating, came to Tucson, and again, started the little grassroots drifting up in here. But then moved around a little bit after that, and kind of, I don't know, I just got tired of fixing fiberglass and replacing tires for like an event once a month.
Yeah. Yeah, those if you guys have not been to a drift race, it's like you need a trailer for your drift car and then another trailer for your
All
tires.
the spare parts.
Yes.
Lines and
yeah, and I actually used to daily my drift car as well for a while.
Wow.
Terrible choices. Drove it through the winter once. But
what kind of car was it, or is it?
I still have it, actually. It's in my garage. It just it turned into a shelf for a while. And
Like my treadmill.
Yeah.
But it's a 240 SX S13 hatch. It's like slammed to the ground with like big wheels and like 11 degrees of camber in the front, and then it has like a V8 in it and like all sorts of other stuff. It's
just nonchalantly. I think it's got like a V8 or something.
Yeah.
In a tiny ass little car.
Yeah, it was a fun project for a long time. But anyways, how the hell I got into this, right? That's what you guys are asking. I kind of run on tangents sometimes. So
if we didn't do tangents, this show would be 15 minutes long. So go ahead.
Yeah. Did that show up in my background check, Cody?
Yes. Goes off on tangents, but that's cool. We'll figure it out. We'll
drifting. Did that show up?
No, I did not see any of that stuff.
No. But so I was like, I need something to haul my drift car around. So I bought a 2-wheel drive 4Runner. Okay. I was like, okay, 2-wheel drive 4Runner, gonna get decent gas mileage, don't need the 4-wheel drive. And then I was like, but it has like what are they, A-track for 2-wheel drive? Like what's it called? It's just like limited slip, or whatever it is.
The rear locker.
It didn't have a locker, it had like auto LSD, which I think is A-track.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I'll put some 33s or 32s on this, and like I'll just go check it out, see what this off-roading BS is all about. And I was like, oh shit, this is awesome. And kind of just like basically transitioned into that because I'm a huge photography guy also. That's how I got into like the media stuff and taking photos. And so I ended up getting the GX 470 because I wanted a V8 4-wheel drive 4Runner, but like 5 years ago, 300,000 mile 4th gen 4Runner was like the same price as a GX.
Yeah.
Or actually more.
Wasn't out yet.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go buy this Lexus. So I just kind of like, I found one in Georgia and bought it sight unseen and had it shipped to my house because it was like the nicest one I could find because I knew I was going to beat it up. And then just kind of started building it so I could get out to the middle of nowhere because I was into astrophotography. And so you have to like get to really dark places with like cool scenery and all that kind
I go
of
to
stuff.
dark places right before bed every night. I go to
Yeah.
the dark places and I just fester there for a while and until I pass out.
I was gonna say buying a vehicle sight unseen, just having it delivered seems crazy to me.
It's ballsy.
Like, I don't even like buying chonies on Amazon because like I gotta put my hands on them first and make sure.
It gives me anxiety, man. It's
Yeah,
like,
like what if I don't like them?
Yeah,
Wasting
made the guy
$20.
I made the guy send me all sorts of videos and like crap like that, and
Did you have him do poses and stuff too?
yeah, exactly. It was like baby
Sorry.
in the background or something like that.
Can you just put one foot up on that front wheel? Just lean over a little bit.
Speaking of chonies, Matt wants to know what kind of underwear you're wearing.
Me? I'm not wearing shit.
No,
No, sorry.
no.
What do you want to see?
Trick question. I'm not
yeah,
worried.
Yeah, that's funny.
Ew.
No.
Man,
So that was 5 years ago that you
Yeah, almost 5 years. Yep, four and some change. And yeah, so I mean, and it was actually like it was so nice that it was their demo vehicle, right? Like they used this as their demo vehicle for like because they were like a used car dealership, so they would like use it for advertisements and stuff like that. Like that's how primo it was.
That seems a little more like reputable. I don't want to say reputable, but at least you kind of
There's
know
like some clout there. Like, all right,
less risky.
one.
Okay,
Yeah, I was like, this thing has to be nice, right?
Yeah.
And so
it's not
like,
just
okay.
some dude in Georgia,
No,
He's like, yeah, it's great. Trust me. Send me a check.
yeah, I probably forgot to say that. You're supposed to read my mind.
Yeah.
I've been trying, man, and God knows Cody has since he's been stalking you for who knows how long.
So this is your first offer. You go right from the drifting world right into this first just beast of a vehicle. You said it was a 2009.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So like, yeah, I knew I wanted like the candy cane taillights. That's like why I bought it 09 because they have like the clear turn signal on top and the rear. If you didn't know.
Okay. No, I did not know that they were called candy cane taillights.
I mean, that's what I call them. They're probably not. That's from the drifting world because on an S13, if you get like the clear and red lenses, everyone calls them candy cane taillights.
Okay.
That's probably something stupid that nobody knows what I'm talking about.
Yes, that's not a thing. That's not a thing.
Nobody knows what you're talking about, but it
I was
doesn't mean
I was
it's stupid.
picturing brake lights that were shaped like a candy cane.
Well, you know what?
I was like, that's a weird design.
Let's make it.
Whatever, that's cool.
Yes, we should. We should make covers for the taillights.
Yeah.
So 2009, and I'm assuming it's bone stock when you get it, and you just did you just like go all in, or did it take you a long time to build up? Because this thing, if you guys haven't seen it, go to his Instagram page. It's probably the coolest GX470 I've ever seen.
Thank you. Yeah, no, that what you see on how its current state is basically major transformation over the last 5 months. So it definitely didn't look like that up until recently. I had the bumpers for a while, but I didn't get a front bumper until a few years ago. I had 35. I put 33s on it, then 34s and 35s. Now I'm on 37s. And so did the trifecta. I would have saved a lot more money if I did.
But even at 5 months, that's pretty quick, dude, to transform a truck.
Yeah, I mean, it was really like, yeah, I mean, it was. So the reason I partner with a lot of these companies, right? Like this company and this company.
Who's that one?
This is Aiden James Customs. They do the interior on
nice.
the
Nice. Okay.
They have like a whole new product line coming out, but I'm disappointed. I know you guys rep Nexon Tire really hard, so I was waiting for you guys to just rip me for wearing a Toyo Tires.
We welcome all.
Yeah, we're look. We have a
I'm
great.
gonna do that. Oh, you don't like this hat? What about this hat?
We have a great relationship with Nexon and the team there. We love their tires, but that doesn't mean that there aren't other good tires out there.
It also doesn't mean I can't still rip you for those tires.
Absolutely.
It's still early, dude.
There's always by the way.
But Toyo's got a great reputation in the off-road market. I mean, they do great things. So
yeah, they do awesome stuff. I love working with them, but I just waiting for the joke.
yeah. So the build. So when you started the build,
Mhm.
did you? It sounds like you kind of went incremental, like with the tire size and stuff.
100%.
Did you like, oh, I'm just going to do this because that's all I need, and then once you started doing more stuff, you went, oh crap, I got to build it bigger, or like was the goal always to go this big?
I have a snowball effect with anything I do. And so, yeah, I mean, I definitely just started out with 33s, and because I actually had 30, so I put the 32s from the Forerunner on there. You guys are like making like smoke go in my brain because I'm thinking about but definitely incrementally. I had a super basic drawer system. I like built like a flat plywood shelf that I just wrapped in carpet I got from Joann Fabric, and it worked awesome for 4 years. And then I just bolted my fridge to it after a year. I think I had ice sloshing around and got tired of listening to the noise, and so I ended up getting a Dometic fridge and just like some basic toolboxes, and like I fabricated this. It's a jerry can, but water, right? So 7 gallons. And then I put like a really basic tap on the bottom of the jerry can with a valve. And that was my water system. Just super simple, works really good, plastic totes, all that sort of stuff. And, definitely incremental because, stuff's expensive, I don't know. Some people have bankrolls to just drop like 100K on parts right away or whatever it is.
It is dumb how expensive everything is right now.
It's
Everything is expensive. It's stupid. But when as you were building it though, what was your goal? Were you building it to go out and have fun? Were you building it to help getting you out for photography? Like what was?
Were you building it just to regret everything that you'd done?
Originally it was. I knew that I grew up camping all the time with my family and stuff like that. So I was like, yeah, this is awesome. I like the off-road aspect. So it was just to get out there. And, but then I wanted to stay out there longer. So it was like, all right, what do I build to like enable me to like stay out, like, cell service or whatever for extended periods of time, do the photography. That was a big part of it as well as, like, how can because I actually was going to do a fine art photography business.
Oh, wow.
I was going to do like astrophotography, really large prints. I have a website actually that you could buy stuff from if you wanted to, but it's totally inactive. And COVID hit and like all of the art shows shut down. So I was like, all right, not doing that anymore.
It's funny when you say astrophotography, like I feel like I should get out my crystals and my essential oils to like be able to understand what you're doing.
Matt knows about crystals.
I do know about crystals, but when I think about astrophotography, I think about some jerk that would follow around the Houston Astros and take a bunch of photos and help them cheat and steal World Series from the Dodgers.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I think about. You
Yeah,
didn't do that. You didn't have nothing to do that, though, right, Chase?
No.
Okay, thank you.
It's, like the Milky Way, stars and that kind of crap.
Candy bars.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, bars.
Three Musketeers, Kit Kat.
Like
Here's-
I'm
peanut butter
not
cups.
partial to whatchamacallit.
Holy crap. That's an actual picture that you took?
Yeah, I took that.
Wow,
Dude.
Did
that's
you
the
use
kind of
it?
stuff-
You had that Weber
Did you take the
telescope,
Webb
Yeah,
telescope?
the Hubble.
The Weber telescope. It's like you could barbecue or take pictures of space.
Amazing pictures.
You guys remember Neowise that came through like a year or two ago?
No.
It
Nope.
was like a comet. It's this.
What's the website where you could go?
Chase in Point, actually.
There's some sort of comet storm this Thursday, I think.
ChaseInPoint.com, I believe.
We'll find out right now.
No.
Yep, there it is. Chase in Point Photography.
Yeah, I have not put anything on there in a few years, but yeah, you can buy,
Holy crap, dude. Those
like
are
that. Nice
freaking
prints.
amazing.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, that was like my venture for a long time. I just kind of went off the deep end, and I don't know, the stars aligned. I always wanted to do photography as a kid. Like I wrote a paper about it and never bought a camera. And then I was like, all right, this is it. I'm going to do it. And then like I said, COVID hit, and then I just decided to transition to like adventure type media.
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that. And that's kind of what led me to here, and Two Track Nation is building off of that. And I'm really happy with where things are going and stuff like that. So I'm happy I made the decision, but it's definitely like a huge series of events for sure.
It sounds like it's one of those things where you start down a path, and then you start down a path of drifting, and then that leads to something else, which then leads to something else, which no one ever really knows where you're going to end up.
If you follow Casey's Instagram, he put a pretty crazy picture of the universe.
I am afraid to go look. I'm afraid to go.
All right.
It turned out to be just a really zoomed in picture of a
Oh, I did see that. I saw that. Yeah, he was in the store and took a picture of like what was it, like
It was like a shooting star or something.
Yeah.
It was a can. It was like one of those wax burner things, and the scent was celestial, and they just had a picture of space, and I was like, I wonder what space smells like. It smells.
I've never thought about that. It doesn't smell like anything.
Oh no, it does. It's celestial smelling, and they have.
Oh wow!
I don't think
Your
anybody.
whole living room can smell like space if you want it.
For $9.99.
No way, it was $2.99.
Oh,
Is that what they call it?
But the burners are $10.
Yeah, exactly. So the vehicle starts getting you out further. You start doing photography. You get all that stuff, and then that. So tell me about. You mentioned Two Track Nation. What's the tie in there? What is Two Track Nation, and how does it kind of tie into the journey?
Yeah, so Two Track Nation is definitely a recent venture of mine. My best friend Hunter Constantine. He's the other half of Two Track Nation, pretty much. So we've built very similarly designed vehicles. He has a GMC Denali, but I have a Lexus GX. So we cover full-size truck market and mid-size SUV, both luxury ends kind of thing. And we have like matching wraps, matching wheels. It's like all this matching stuff. And so we kind of have this theme going, right? So building a brand image. Obviously, we have a YouTube channel with some videos out on it. We just went through this whole build phase of our vehicles, right? So we kind of have a lull in content on the channel, have some videos on the back burner, but we want to bring, DIY stuff like, how can you install these components in your vehicle yourself? Because I do all the work on my own truck, right? And I think that's really valuable, especially if you're going to be out in the middle of nowhere. You know how it was put together, you know how it works, so you can fix it yourself.
So we just bring Casey. Just Casey, my truck's doing things, fix it.
And then like adventure type content is what we want to get to as well. But I also have designed a few products like on my truck, like a diesel heater, right? And I was kind of proud of it because it's a hard mounted heater that literally all you have to do is hook the hose up to your tent. I drilled a hole in the bottom of my tent, so you don't have to pass the hose through like your door or whatever, right? And so it's just like a hookup, and like that's it. That's all you have to do to set it up. And so that's kind of like revolutionary.
Okay, forgive my ignorance here, but like I've heard that these diesel heater things, I feel like diesel fuel heating my tent seems like a super bad idea. So
yeah.
What am I missing? How do they work?
It goes through a heat exchanger. It's not the fumes. It's blown over a heat exchanger.
You mean you're not just blowing the fumes into your
Sounds like a good night's sleep to me.
Way safer than a buddy heater or like the buddy heaters that are just propane you put in there, because you're actually like breathing all of the CO2, right? And then it actually makes condensation worse, because so you get like freezing on the edges of your tent all the time. Whereas with a diesel heater, you're constantly cycling new air in, so it actually dries the air as well. And you're not, because it is a heat exchanger, just like you guys said, it blows cool air over the engine that's running, and the air blowing over it is what keeps the engine cool, but it comes out piping hot on the other side, and so that's what heats your tent.
I don't know, bro. A buddy heater and a swag tent. mean, it gets really hot real quick in that thing, dude.
Or if you're Matt, if you're
for
Matt,
sure.
it's a $19 Amazon tent and your Coleman camp stove.
Yeah, exactly. And then you have ventilation holes in the base of your tent too. That's just an added bonus.
There's no ventilation holes in the swag tent, so
Shit.
Yeah.
So how did you go about building that? Like, what's your background other than tinkering? Are you like, I just wanted to build it so you made it, or do you have some kind of special training and skills that made it easier?
I mean, I've built stuff my whole life, right? I built my race car. Like I've built, like I fabricated the headers on it, like built my own engine mounts, like welded the roll cage or built the roll cage and like all that sort of stuff. Like, so I'm just like, fabricator, car guy for years and years and years. So, I know how all that stuff works. And I had like, there's some companies that make, the diesel heater, do it yourself diesel heater has been a thing getting around for the last couple of years. And I just kind of decided to make like my own ultimate version because I'm kind of just lazy inherently and want an easy system to hook up.
Real quick, what's your buddy's name? Constantine?
Hunter Constantine.
Constantine. Okay. Tell me that's not straight out of Marvel Comics right there. Like that's a superhero villain name right now.
Oh, he's definitely a superhero.
Okay.
He fights vampires,
He
right?
totally fights vampires. But
he's actually so he's a professional shooter. He like competes nationally. He's like really
so
good.
Then I don't want to say anything to piss him off. What I will say is on the Two Tracks Nation Instagram page, there's a couple pictures of his built up GMC. And that has to be the coolest GMC I've ever seen. Yeah. Like I always joke around with one of my brother's friends about how Chevys are not viable platforms for off-road vehicles just because he doesn't know how to build his truck, and I give him shit about it. But that truck is built up super clean, like with the Alu cab and the wrap. The whole deal looks freaking great. So
where can we see this?
This is on Two Track Nation.
OnlyFans.
Or for a subscription, a small monetary fee.
You can see inside the truck.
Okay. Can I pay not to see inside the truck?
Yeah, that's extra.
So between the GMC and the GX, you guys, like you said, you've got the full size truck market, the mid size SUV market, and that's the foundation for the adventure content that you're building. Tell me more about the content. Is it video, pictures? What is it going to be?
Yeah, so we do. I do freelance media as well, like photos, photography a lot. Like I said, we're with the channel, we're pushing into media and trying to do more of like an adventure type series with the state that the trucks are in. Especially his truck just is a very new build and it's a very unique build. And GMC actually is pretty new to the overland market. So we're going to be doing a lot of how to install stuff. So his truck is actually the first one in the world with an alu cabin on a GMC. So very first kit. So we're going to be making a lot of videos on like how to install. He's got a different type of heater that we're putting in there. Just all the other knick-knack stuff. Tiny Rig Co. did the install. Like you have to have a forklift, to put it on. We don't have a forklift. Mm-hmm. So they did the install. They did a great job. And now we're going to be showing the progression of that as well as my rig and stuff like that. So definitely DIY content. Like I said, how you can do this stuff yourself. And then also, our how we use it and out in the wild. So truck's gone wild,
So speaking of using it, so the based on your Instagram feed and the YouTube channel, you guys are out and about a lot. Where are you going wheeling, and what kind of stuff do you guys go look for when you go on adventures?
Yeah, so we go. So we're based in the Southwest. So Arizona, Northern Arizona, and Southern Utah are probably my two favorite spots to go. There's just like, I kind of said it before, like I like to feel like I'm in the middle of nowhere. Like if I get scared because I'm doing something sketchy and I don't have someone with me, like, I don't know, that's the adrenaline rush I get. And so I generally try to find like off the beaten path tracks. Like, how do I get here? How do I find like a viewpoint that people don't go and see constantly, and all that kind of stuff. And so that's what we do. And I've been doing it a lot longer than Hunter has. He's kind of new into it. He just got his truck kitted out a little bit, and it's definitely super capable right now. So we're going to be doing a lot more stuff together, because we haven't. That's kind of new for us right now, is we haven't been able to do a lot of stuff. But he actually, because he travels the country for competing, so he's actually going to be using the cabin to like sleep at the range. It's like
nice.
this whole like life improvement thing for him, actually, because now he doesn't have to like drive to a hotel, come back. He can just like do all of his stuff at the range or whatever, So it's
and if he's driving to multiple locations, he can stop and just sleep whenever he needs to. That whole deal.
Yeah, that truck has 100,000 miles on it.
It looks like it's brand new.
It's a 2020.
Damn.
What?
100,000.
That's how much.
Hunter, get a plane ticket. No, that's awesome.
Dude, get a Prius.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We need to overland out a Tesla. Well,
Yeah.
it would if he did a Tesla, it would take him 3 times longer to get to everywhere.
Yeah, exactly. Can't take off-roading.
So with the vehicles, being, I'm making the assumption that they're done, or close to being done, because they're
I'm pretty close to done.
Are you looking, like, as you start planning these trips, because your vehicles are so capable at this point, are you like trying to push the vehicles a little bit further, or is it more about just the experience of being outdoors and traveling?
Yeah, no, it's definitely pushing the vehicles. I always say, like, I tend to fall into like the Rocklander category. I don't know if you guys have heard that before.
Yeah.
But like, I tend to like Moab's one of my favorite places. Love doing like super gnarly, stupid stuff. Almost definitely rolled my truck like a few times, and there's a few photos of me coming down this gnarly thing. And so I definitely like to push my truck a lot. Like that, I'm super psyched about 37s, not just because they look good, but like just the clearance. Have Rubicons on the list. Not that you need 37s to do the Rubicon, but just capability wise. And yeah, we're definitely going to push them. There's a track I did, or I was trying to do actually 2 years ago. I'm not going to tell you where it is, but I had to turn around. It was the first time I ever turned around, because I was going to run out of fuel. And so like that's, I'm getting a long range tank installed here from Long Range America, hopefully soon. And that's going to be a game changer to be able to like go and do those kind of like long distance tracks. And, ultimately we also want to go to like the Arctic Circle in Alaska, and, just kind of push not only ourselves, but our vehicles. And so, cause I tend to carry enough stuff that I could generally fix anything like medium that happens, like CV axles, whatever, that kind of stuff. But yeah, definitely try to like push it a little bit further.
The truck, the V8 in that Lexus with the 37s. How did you notice any loss of power or torque or anything when you finally went to the 37s?
It got better actually, because I wasn't geared when I had 35s, and so I geared to 488s, put some Revolution gears in there, and it's better because it's actually over geared compared to factory. So
okay,
it felt like I was like, oh, this has a little more power. But yeah, 35s and no gearing, that was not very fun.
And that a few weeks ago, a couple months ago, whatever, I was driving Jose's truck, and it's got the 80 series. He's got an 80 series, and I love the vehicle, but the six cylinder is just like I felt like Fred Flintstone. Like I felt like I wanted to put my feet through the floor and run faster than that truck could move. And we had the conversation at the time that the GX would probably be a really good option because of the power to weight ratio on that thing. Ever since that conversation, I have like routinely checked Craigslist for GXs just to see what's out there as a project.
What are you finding?
What's that?
What are you finding? I haven't looked in a while.
There's plenty. There's plenty, but they're 20 grand. They have 200,000 miles on them, and they're 20 grand. You know what I mean? It's that's the like Jose made the comment earlier. The secret's out. Everybody now knows that that's a great platform to build on.
Well, there are Land Cruisers everywhere else in the world.
Yeah, and they're
all the
and
cruiser products. That's like a big thing overseas and stuff.
And now there's enough aftermarket support in suspension and armor and to make it a viable platform. So if you can find one, there's a whole company in San Diego called Miramar Motorsports. They specialize in those things, right? But there's plenty of opportunities to build that thing out to be a bitch and rig. I just don't have the cash to jump into one as much as I would like to.
Yeah, no, that's definitely. I think I got in like right before everyone figured it out, so definitely lucked out.
As you're ramping up, let's talk about the Two Track Nation, the YouTube page. You've got like 6 up there now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up there. I can count. And you can find them at Two Track Nation on YouTube. Go check it out. So what is the like, clearly just looking by looking at the page and the thumbnails and stuff, you guys have a really good feel for graphic design, for like the aesthetic of that. But what's the content? You talked a little bit about like the do-it-yourself and the adventure stuff, but like what's the long-term plan with the YouTube page?
Long-term plan, I want to do this full-time. I really want to, be out there, become like some sort of YouTube personality. That's the goal. I don't know. That's everyone has that dream, I think, but we're making real strides to kind of make that happen, putting in a lot of work, a lot of hours to do that. But this channel is also kind of helping us get known, build that brand image, Two Track Nation, like I said, and ultimately we want to have a storefront as well, to selling products that we find, as we do the overland lifestyle or whatever it is, as we off-road, we come up with ideas and new products, like the permanently mounted diesel heater, like I talked about for one, like that's a gap in the market. Let's go and make that. And so basically by doing, going off-roading all the time, coming up with these solutions to help everybody else and to kind of inspire them to do things themselves. Even like that diesel heater video, like I actually show you how to make the entire thing. Like if you wanted to do it, you could go out and buy all the parts and do it yourself if you wanted to. But if not, we're going to sell it and we're going to make it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, being a YouTube star is not all that it's cracked up to be. Sometimes, sometimes I just want to go to the store and just shop like a normal person, or maybe go to the movies. But there's always you got to plan ahead, set time aside to sign autographs, take pictures.
Bodyguards and stuff.
I'm not at the bodyguard level yet, but probably the way things are going.
To add to that,
boss.
to add to that, Matt is usually the only one that gets noticed when we're out in the world. And a couple weeks ago,
it's 3 people.
Yeah. A couple weeks ago,
but that is 3 more than everybody else in this call. I'll tell you that.
When you can get it.
A couple weeks ago, Tammy and I were coming back from lunch one day during the week, and Elam is behind me over one lane, and behind me a couple vehicles here in Eastvale. I'm like, what the hell is Elam doing there? And I kind of roll down my window, and as I roll down my window, I get a text message from him, and it's a picture of me in my truck, and he's like, "Now do you feel like you've been spotted?" And I was like, "Well, it doesn't count because it's you." And number one, and number 2, it's not like I got posted anywhere, so still nobody knows that I got spotted. So yeah, it's that's how YouTube famous we are.
Life of the rich and famous, guys.
Yeah,
wow.
Yeah, for sure. We could wear name badges and no one would still know. Well, the 12 people that listen to this would know who we are.
Yeah, hey man, we're in the same boat, okay? This is about team building right now.
Right. You had talked about the company with the hat that I can't remember the name, that did some work on the interior of the truck. Tell me about that. Who are they and what happened? What's going on with that?
Yeah. This is Aiden James Customs. They're a shop out of Santa Ana. And I had, like I said, I did the overlanding thing for like 3 years 4 years before I had this new system built, and I knew exactly what I wanted, right? Like I knew how I'd use my truck all the time. The GX is kind of unique in how the tailgate opens. And so I had unique ideas on like how to place things in terms of like drawers and stuff like that. And I wanted all the heavy stuff down below. And so they were like, let's do it. Let's make this a reality. And, they're coming out with new products themselves as well. So it was kind of a perfect opportunity for us two to collaborate together because they had wanted to get into this as well. So my truck was the first one that they built. It just got done like right before Expo West.
Okay.
Literally a week before Expo West, the interior was put together, and I was like up every single night, like wiring it up and doing all this other crap, and the whole SEMA rush or whatever is what it felt like.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it felt like. And so so it has a second row seat delete in it. We put there's 300 amp hours of lithium in there from Battleborn batteries, and like a whole electrical panel with solar, DC controller, WeBoost. And then it's also, I think, the first SUV with a built-in induction stove. So there's no propane. I don't cook with propane. It's all based off of the batteries now. So it's like cooking with magnets. I don't know if you guys are familiar with induction, but it's pretty cool. And
I still cook with Big 5 propane bottles. Like that's we're still at high school camping level.
Yeah, and those were great because I did that forever. But as you go up in altitude, those become less and less effective, right? And cold weather, but yeah. So the battery system was to help support charging cameras and stuff like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Also, and they partner with me, Battleborn Batteries. We have a relationship, and they get that system in there, and so it's just a very unique system in terms of SUV electronic capability and cooking design system. So really happy with how it came out.
Yeah, it's interesting. The trend in overlanding has become it started as like this self-sufficiency, right? As you go out further and further and further, but then as you add the content creation component to those things, the need to have that much more power in reserve and the ability to charge things, and all of that becomes more and more taxing on the vehicle unless you start building more and more systems to compensate for it.
Yeah. I mean, I used a Goal Zero, just a little Yeti 400 or whatever for a long time. And I was max capacity with that thing. Like I could barely keep it charged fast enough, and stars aligned enough to where I was like, all right, this whole system's going to come together. And, it's all made out of aluminum too, like everything except for the hardware pretty much. So it's all pretty lightweight. So I don't have like this crazy high center of gravity because I like to do the rock crawly stuff too. Yeah, exactly. Like media is just, you have all of these like camera things everywhere and drone cases, and just like it gets out of hand really fast.
So have you with your history in photography and nighttime sky photography and all that stuff, how much of a transition, or was there even a transition into the video development components for the YouTube channel? Like not only the capturing of the content, but the editing and all of that?
Yeah. I mean, it's, I had dabbled, right? I'm still learning here and there and stuff. But I had dabbled before, like with, I rock climbed a lot too. So we made like stupid rock climbing videos and like drifting, right? We would throw GoPros on our car. So I had like thrown together clips and played around in Premiere Pro a little bit, but definitely, actually Instagram Reels has probably been like my biggest, learning avenue. Just how to edit, how to speed ramp, how to color grade, how to do all that sort of stuff. And it's all like these little 15-second clips. So like when you go to YouTube, like all of that, like learning in like the small format where it's not overwhelming, then you take it and apply it to like a big long video, and it's not super bad.
Yeah, it's so funny you say that because my wife does a lot of work in Reels for her job, and it's like between Reels and TikTok, it's like this. It's like a whole. It's a whole different set of skills than like cutting together videos in like a software on your desktop. It's a very different set of skills and different mindset. And while I try to throw things together, it just never seems to come together the way I want it to. Like, what has been the best way for you to learn that stuff? Is it time on tools, or are you watching YouTube videos on how to make YouTube videos?
YouTube University, man.
Yeah.
I think I might have bought like, I think photography, in photography, like especially for like the Milky Way stuff, I like had bought in like a how to process this type of work and stuff like that. Or I've bought like, I think Envato Elements or something like that. You can get a subscription for like some transitions, and Adobe actually is pretty helpful with their like sound packs that when you on your like your subscription, you can get like fonts and like audios and stuff that are licensable and things like that. So they kind of make it pretty easy. But yeah, it was just pretty much like trial by fire, and like sit down. If I don't know how to do something, stop, go to YouTube, Google it, come back, try it, realize I screwed up, go back and watch it again. Like this, like time consuming, but like brute force method of learning.
But still, the biggest part of that is having enough content on your phone to be able to do it. Or, you know what I mean? It's like it's we took my daughter to the skate park the other day, and like I filmed a bunch of stuff and I put a video together. But like that's only one. I mean, that was a whole evening of filming little clips to put together that one video. How are you getting out to capture that content, or are you just trying to recycle the same content with different types of videos?
Yeah, I try not to recycle that much. I will use like maybe a different part of the same video, or like if it's been a while, and I have to go out and whatever. But I try to I just record almost everything. Like my drone's almost always up in the air, or like I always have my camera on my tripod or like whatever.
Does when your drone's up in the air, does your neighbor ever accuse you of trying to spy on them? And
does it come back to you?
Tell that they're going to call the cops?
Dude, I actually had that happen. This was years ago when I bought my first drone, before I even cared about drifting. And like, I just wanted to buy one to like, I don't know, have fun with it. And I didn't know anything about it. And I was super nervous, like, because I was like, I don't know what the rules are. I don't know what this is and that is. And like, I think at the time you couldn't fly in national forests still or something. I don't really follow what the rules are, but like, I was like, oh crap, I can't fly there. I was like, okay, I'll just put it up here. And I just drove down the road to like edge of the town kind of thing, put it up. And this lady drove out. I guess I flew over her house or something like that. And she like drove up to me and she like started taking photos of me and was like, you're breaking the law, like you and this and that. And I was just like, like, hey, like, I don't know what you're talking about. And that was like a really nervous moment. And then I sold it.
Oh. When you turn on your drone, does it just fly up to the air and go away and it never comes back?
No, not very often.
Oh, okay.
That's how Matt does it.
That's how I did it. So
I've definitely had the image cut out on me, and like I'm just like listening to it, trying to fly it home. But
I think Matt beat the shit out of his drone because the first chance it got, dude, it flew away and it never came back.
No, I found him. And that's because on that Nextdoor app or whatever, it has like all your neighbors and stuff. I actually posted like, "Hey, neighbors,
drone down.
If you guys see my drone, send me a message. My stupid drone flew off on its own." And
why did it? Why did it fly off?
It didn't like me. And so the next morning I got a message. Hey, we found a drone like down the, like a mile away from your house. So I met up, and these two people, I mean, they were like 1.5 steps above homelessness. Like they were pretty ragged. And this lady's all, What are you doing with this drone? I'm all, look, lady, look at me. Do I look like a drone pilot to you? Like this thing, it has a mind of its own, just took off. And she's all, really? And I felt like saying, have you looked in a mirror? Like, I have no interest in anything that you're doing. Trust
You
me.
never know, man. Never know.
I know. This situation, you would know too if you were there when I got it back. But I was able to convince them that I wasn't spying on them, that I wasn't like a Russian spy or, working for North Korea, or trying to infiltrate the United States government somehow. And they gave my drone back, and then 2 weeks later it flew off again. I said, fuck it. fuck that thing. It didn't want to hang out with me. I don't want to hang out with it.
He put in he transposed the numbers of his GPS coordinates for home base, and it's like the drone's like, I keep going home. So,
How many times did he crash?
he used it twice, crashed it twice. That's the last time you saw it.
It never crashed. It just didn't want to be around me. That's all.
That below foothill life, huh?
So
I'm above foothill, Jose.
Or
How
baseline,
dare
sorry.
you? You're always putting me down with your uppity, above baseline lifestyle, and that I think we're even in the same zip code, but I don't appreciate that, Jose.
The YouTube channel. When's the next new content going to be ready?
I want to say within the month. I want to have something out. Some of the videos that we have are on the back burner right now are the gull wings on the back are a brand called Emu Wing. I don't know if you're familiar with those, but they take
the rear windows.
Yeah, the rear quarter windows, they pop out the GX because the GX already opens, right? So it's actually super easy. You just unbolt them, and they're now like gull wings that open up, so you can access whatever the hell you want, your cooler side of your thing or whatever. But have an install video on like how to install those, and also front fenders. And then I got a lot of attention on how to fit 35s, so I'm going to do how to fit 37s. Also,
okay.
So I like a lot of how-to stuff right now, but those are kind of the immediate ones that are going to be coming out, and like I say, hopefully within the month. But it's on video now, I guess. So it's like a contract.
Are you and Hunter doing all the filming, all the editing, all the publishing? You guys are doing all that yourselves?
Yeah, we're a two-man show pretty much. So Hunter's he's learning how to edit and stuff, but since I come from the photography and stuff background, definitely a lot of it is me, but he's picking it up pretty quick. So it's only the two of us, so it's the extra help is going to be awesome.
That's awesome. I'm watching one of the videos of you mentioned the how to fit 35s, and it looks like you're in a very cool soundproof room. Is that the room that you're in right now that you do these videos in?
Yeah, it is. You want a little look around here?
Check that out.
Table or whatever.
Whoa.
Check
like
that
that
out. Man, you guys are stepping up. Like, I feel inadequate.
How come we don't have anything like that?
Table.
Is that a bunch of like ammunition in that table?
Yes, it is. It's
Why don't we have a bullet table?
Because I don't have any bullets.
Or epoxy.
They got them at a Big Five and Walmart.
I don't have a gun, much less enough guns to necessitate a gun rack.
There's like 5,000 rounds of brass in here.
So is that room? It looks like it was specifically designed to do your editing and your videos and stuff like that.
Yeah, not so much editing, but like for like narrating the videos. Yeah, for sure. This is where we want to do it. It's not 100% finished. We want to swap the blinds out for like some shelves and get some other crap like that, but it works pretty good for now.
It looks like it works pretty good from now. It's 15 steps above what our room is. Our room is
your room looks pretty good. So
our room's just a
check.
we how many years ago was it? We remodeled this like 3 years ago. probably 19, 2000. I think I'll find the video. I think it was 2019. And I'm thinking it's time for another refresh. Yeah.
Is it like in one of your houses? Or?
Oh yeah, it's just a spare bedroom. It's just a spare bedroom.
And by refresh, we're just gonna change where we sit.
Yeah.
We're gonna just put up some Tawny Katane posters.
Tawny Katane.
What is that?
She was like a supermodel in the 80s, right?
But she was a supermodel. Thank you.
Yeah, but
she was a chick. She was a chick from that White Snake video. Come on.
Come on. I can't even believe you pulled that. I would have gone
just because I think about Tawny Katane all the time. Is that a bad thing?
Yes.
Like 2022?
No. I'm pretty sure she's dead. But
I would have gone Kathy Ireland.
I was gonna say like
Kathy Ireland.
Oh no,
Christy
Tawny
Brinkley,
Katane.
Cindy Crawford.
Okay, you're getting better, but that
got to get a Dolly Parton on there too.
Sure, no, there's nothing wrong with that.
All 2022.
That's Matt approved. I approve of that.
All right,
yeah,
man.
if you see her, let her know I did approve of that.
There's a guy in a spare bedroom that's interested.
So yeah, I mean, maybe you guys give me some audio tips because it sounds like you guys have got that on lock. Like,
Amazon.
Yeah,
Hey, that's what it sounds like.
Yeah, it sounds that way, but no, it's a super simple setup. It's Casey's not here in the studio, but in the studio there's just 3 microphones plugged into a Behringer mixing board, and we're recording this on Google. I mean, it's
Google Meet.
The mixing board doesn't have anything special going to it. I just kind of adjusted some volume and it seems to work. And when I edit the video and the audio afterwards, I just clean it up a bit and try to get rid of the background noise. But I don't know if I got, I spent a lot of time listening and watching and reading about what kind of equipment you needed, and there's part of me wanted you go out and buy all the best stuff.
Yeah, we've actually talked about buying like a Rodecaster and stuff, but I don't think that cost will make the show 100 times better.
Exactly.
Nothing's going to make us better.
No.
So you guys,
we were talking about buying a Buick Roadmaster? What?
oh yeah.
Okay, I'm down.
But yeah, it's a super simple setup, and I think I just got lucky the first time around getting it all plugged together, and we really haven't changed the audio probably for 3 years. The originally I had a smaller mixing board that only had room for 2 mics, so I scrapped that and got a bigger one. But the last 3 years, it's been the same mics and mixing board setup, every week.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. We don't have any soundproofing in the studio at all. At one point I was gonna put some up, and it just I never did, and we never needed it. I think
probably my stomach absorbs like a lot of the.
Yeah, me and Matt probably are like sound sponges.
Nothing bounces off of you guys.
There's definitely some soundproofing in that room.
Yeah, I think we make pretty good buffers. Sound buffers.
So yeah, it's just trial and error. We figured it out though. So what else, man? Is there anything else? Like it sounds like you've got a lot. You've come along. I don't want to say come a long way, but like the journey from drifting to off-roading to photography and now content production. That's like a long story arc to get from point A to point B. What would you, for anybody listening that is considering kind of going down a similar path and creating content and for YouTube, what kind of things have you learned to this point that you would, what kind of advice would you give to someone at this point?
Consistency. Like that's just I think the number one thing. I tend to get caught up sometimes in, is it good enough?
We gave that up a long time ago.
Well, yeah, no. So seriously, that's one of my big flaws is I just don't think some things are good enough sometimes, so I won't put it out or delay it and that kind of stuff. And so, but pretty much just get stuff out, I think, and just be consistent about it, especially Instagram, and that's the big thing that I've learned on that is be consistent, same time, every day, same time, just build that cadence and then, just build it however you want to see and target that market for whatever you're trying to get at.
Yeah, that's the hard part, man. It's consistency of posting on social media in a relevant manner on a regular basis to where you can start building up those views. That's the hard part.
Yeah,
the algorithms.
Yeah, you build it, so.
All right, man.
Yeah.
Well, look, I'm super glad that you joined us. I appreciate that you accepted the invite to come on and tell us about what you're doing. For those of you that haven't already, please go to 2Track Nation on YouTube and subscribe. And then go follow 2Track Nation and Chase in Point on Instagram to keep up with what's going on. Any trips coming up? Do you have anything planned as far as an off-road trip soon?
Yeah, I was gonna say I have 3 events planned pretty much in the next month and a half. So I'll be at Pure Base Camp in Big Bear in 2 weeks now.
Yep.
And so I'll be there for that weekend, and then I will be at Overland Expo Mountain West in Aiden James Custom booth, and then I will be at Toyo Trail Pass back in Big Bear beginning of September. So those are kind of like my big things that got going on, and then get event season kind of dies down and get back to just camping and living. And
we looked at the Pure Base Camp, but by the time we got to it, everything was sold out and done.
What was the other one? The Toyota.
The Toyota Trail Pass in Big Bear. What's that? I've never heard of that.
Toyo Trail Pass.
Oh, Toyo. Okay.
There's probably a reason why we don't know about that one.
It could be. It could be. I still follow Toyo.
I will see you on that run.
Okay.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, let's see if your GX V8 on 37s can keep up with a royal blue Nissan Frontier Pro 4X.
Probably not.
It's Dodger blue.
It has an asterisk on it.
It's ice cream.
And I did add a futuristic Brahma Bull sticker to the hood.
You did.
So there's also that.
And just so you know, Matt, mine is still on there. I've left it on for you.
Good. It's a nice looking sticker. I'm glad you did that.
Some comments people are asking, the GX is on stock axles. Well, not stock, but like extended from CVJ. So I just wanted to answer.
It's a stock center housing, size axle shafts.
Yeah, stock diff housing. I have an ARB locker in there, but the axles are like stock outers with just a longer center section.
Mm-hmm. What is the suspension you got on there?
It's Dobinson's, so it's Dobinson MRA, so like they're adjustable, 3-way adjustable things, and long travel in the rear. And then the front is a new prototype from Alpha Foxtrot Design, which is a local company in Phoenix coming out with like a +2 long travel kit. So it's kind of like mid-travel long travel, like a trail-friendly long travel. And so far it's really, really good. So
it's a mid-travel, long travel, but kind of short travel, long travel, mid-section.
So it's stock.
It was very tall, very short man.
Yes, I was just gonna do Mrs. Swan, very tall. It's a +2, -2, so offset 0. Oh shit! All right, man. Well, look, I appreciate it. We, Casey, for sure, it sounds like is going to meet you on that trail pass run.
So that's a warning.
Yeah, watch out for that. When is that actually happening?
I don't remember the actual dates,
It
but
should be on your calendar, Cody.
September 9th through 11th.
Yeah, there you go. That's what it is.
Okay, so
location is Pure Base Camp, actually, I believe. So
okay. Well, then
as far as the Pure Base Camp, we could still go. They sold out of the booth, so you could still get tickets to camp. It's like $150.
How about I just go down the road a quarter mile and just camp for free?
Yeah, you can do that at any one of these events.
Yeah. Okay. Well, hey, we'll try to connect with you when you're up here, when you're over here in California in the next couple weeks, and I appreciate you coming on. This is I'm excited, man. Your truck is super cool. Your buddy's truck is super cool. I'm excited for more content in this space to be created by someone that's loving it, and we'll keep an eye on what you're doing. Everybody, please go check out 2-Track Nation and Chasing Point so that you can stay up to date when these things when their content starts coming out. Well, again, man, thanks again so much for your time. We appreciate it. You have a great night.
Yeah, you too. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Have-
All right. So we're still on YouTube. So don't, Matt, don't say anything bad.
Don't say anything good either.
Yes.
Man, don't say anything.
Shut up, man.
Yeah. So I will. So we will edit this. I'll edit this tomorrow after work and get it all cleaned up and ready to go. And I'll send you a email with when it's ready. It'll be uploaded to all of the major media hosts by tomorrow night, ready for download on Thursday morning. And then Thursday and or Friday, we'll post on our social media just promoting the show and driving people to get more traffic. So,
Sure.
And in the meantime, if you have any questions or anything comes up, let me know. And like I said, I will. I didn't realize that Toyo Trail Pass was on my calendar, but apparently it is. So I will look at that, and we'll see if we can make a trip up there to go do it.
Yeah, that'd be great. I mean, I'd definitely love to meet you guys in person. So, is
No, you don't. You wouldn't.
Yeah, you're not missing anything.
Never meet your heroes.
You just want to see-
Jose's pretty interesting.
Yeah, I think you cut out, but I think he said you wanted to see the bottom half.
yeah.
The bottom half's even worse than the top half. That's for sure.
Speak for yourself.
Maybe you're just a torso floating in the air. I don't know. I just
In Delaware.
You know what? I would
In
probably feel better if it was just a torso floating in the air. The rest of it hurts too much. But all right, man. Well, look, I'll connect with you over email or phone in the next couple of days, and then we'll go from there.
cool.
All right.
Sounds good.
Thanks,
guys.
Have a great night.
Good night.
Hey,
Is it GX4 30?
70.
Yep, that's it.
We just talked about it for an hour. This shit.
100%.
Guys, did I get the GX right? It's good enough.
Holy shit.
We didn't talk about any
It's a Q70, right?
any stickers or anything. We didn't talk about any of
Oh
that stuff.
shit. That's going after the credits. 3, 2, 1. All right. So thanks to Chase for joining us, and Casey. So what's your involvement in this Trail Pass thing that's coming
That's
up?
the thing I talked to you about.
Okay, so let's assume that I don't remember what you talked.
Okay,
to me.
well,
just for audience purposes.
Yes, for the sake of the podcast, let's pretend I don't know what you're talking about.
you want to talk about it off the air, or you want to talk about it on the air?
We're on the air, so let's wait. We'll talk about it off the air because the fact that you asked that question makes me believe that we want to talk about it off of the air. So we'll talk about it later.
So I almost rolled my truck on Saturday.
You know what? I know exactly what you're talking about, Casey. And yes, it is on my calendar. And yes, I now that I'm looking at my calendar and the notes that I made on my calendar, I recall what it is. So
There you go.
we'll plan on being up in Big Bear in September. You know what I wanted to address that I haven't addressed yet, and I hope he's listening.
You realize Matt just said, or Jose just said, he almost rolled his truck on Saturday?
I know I missed that altogether. We'll get back to that in just a second. Red Hills Overland, they were at PNW Expo. They did a bunch of those audio clips and videos and stuff, and I have not had the chance to look at them yet. So over the next week, I'm going to try to go through those and use them for some content in the next coming week. So I just wanted to let him know that I didn't forget about him. So what?
We
Jose?
totally didn't do anything like we didn't have an episode, but we had content that we could have I guess put out.
Were you going to edit them?
No, I'd have just put that shit straight out.
How exactly?
Excuse me. Do you edit anything?
Yes.
No, you don't.
Bullshit.
His coworker says you don't edit anything.
Exactly. Exactly. It's been established.
I'm not even gonna go down that path. No, every single week I still have to add all the clips together. I still have to clean it up. I still have to put in the intros and the outros and all that stuff, and then I have to save it and export it and upload it to the media host. I'm the only one that does that.
It sounds like a very simple task. I bet you there's like you have like an
offloading some much,
Tell him, Jose. I see what you're saying. What the fuck are you saying?
He's saying we don't do shit, dude.
Oh, all right. But no,
so, Jose,
I didn't say. Did I say I did anything? I didn't say nothing like that.
Yeah. What happened with your truck? I don't want to go down that path. What happened on Saturday?
He's getting mad.
Yeah, he is. This is getting real. So I went wheeling with Dave Frazier and Joey D.
Oh, nice.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we went to we start off on the desert, Johnson Valley, and then we head up to Big Bear and camped out Saturday night.
Sick invite, bro.
Yeah, I didn't set the trip up. You didn't get the email? I probably sent it to Matt's wrong phone number.
Yeah. I knew. I had a conversation with Joey during the week, and he was asking about some trail maps, and I had sent him trail maps when I was up in Portland, and so I knew he had a trip coming up, but I wasn't. I wasn't gonna go regardless. So Saturday, I was exhausted by the time I got home. So, where did you guys start? Where did you end? And where did you camp?
So we start off right when we come out of King of the Hammers, that road where we come out of. Started there, air down, and then we drove to the
247.
The 247.
Wait, are you talking about?
Are you talking about the 15?
Are you talking
about Stater Brothers off Summit?
Yeah. Are you talking about Boone Road, or are you talking about the Santa Fe that we usually come out the back way?
Yeah, that's where we started. Air down there, and then drove over to the little sand dune area where usually it's super packed, with ATVs and stuff. Because Dave hasn't really driven his truck off road yet, and then Joey D.
Wait, which truck?
The Gladiator he got. That Dave bought from Dave.
Dave bought Dave's Gladiator.
Dave Frazier bought Sexy Dave's Gladiator. Got it. Okay.
And it was the first time he was wheeling it, and then I think it was the first time Joey was wheeling his Mojave.
Yeah.
So they were just messing, and obviously I had the Land Cruiser, so I wasn't going to be playing in the sand much. So they were playing in the sand for a little while, and then we decided to go just drive around the desert first for a while, and then head up Rattlesnake Canyon.
Was it hot as shit out there?
It actually wasn't, dude. It was super cloudy, and there was a breeze. So it was like 85, 90 degrees maybe at most. It was. I thought it was gonna be scorching hot. I thought it was gonna be like 105, but it wasn't that bad, dude. Luckily, but yeah, we were there in the sand dunes, and I started leading the pack, and I don't have a lot of experience in the sand, so I started driving. I started driving towards that little trail we did with Mark and Nicole right there by the sand dune, like that little. So I started driving towards there, and I'm like, all of a sudden, I drove up the dune, and all of a sudden, there was nothing beneath me, and all I saw was earth coming to my front windshield. So I ran out of talent real quick. I went over the dune. Dave was behind me. He said all he saw was just Land Cruiser bottom.
The ass end pop up, yep.
And then it happened so fast, man. Like I went over the dune, I landed straight on the bumper, and then it landed on the ass end. I don't know how I didn't flip over.
Did it bury you?
Yes. It the front end, I kicked up a lot of dirt, dude.
Yeah.
It bent my front license plate and the rear one.
Good thing you got that big ass bumper on there,
dude.
now.
For sure. If it wasn't for that bumper, my front end would have been fucked.
Wow.
But yeah, dude, it was it happened so fast. I don't know what happened, dude. So I could just imagine like Glamis, how people get fucking hurt, dude. Like going over those dunes.
It's wicked. If you like, especially if you go, we've talked about this. If you go perpendicular to the sand dune and you go to the top,
yes,
and you're coming straight back down the other way. Like I did that in Dumont and in a TJ, and I thought for sure I was gonna die.
Yeah.
But most of the time you go up kind of an angle and then try to crest over 45.
Right. No, I mean, dude, I mean, like 5-10 feet away was like I could see the end of the dune. Right, like, but I was like, just go here, and it was like an 8-foot wall. Dude.
Yeah, it just disappeared.
I was like, holy shit! But yeah, that bumper straight up saved my truck,
dude. That is crazy. So when that was happening,
yes.
as you're seeing, as you're coming down, and you can see the earth racing towards your face.
Yes.
What kind of vehicle were you going to buy to replace that?
I wasn't. I was like, I'm just going to have to start wheeling the Red Rocket. For time now, dude,
I can hear him. He's like, at least I have the Frontier.
Yeah. Dude, it happened so fast, but it really happened super fast.
Did you shit yourself?
I didn't even have time to shit myself. I just got on the radio. I'm like, don't come this way.
Don't do what I just did.
Don't do what I just did. And then, but Joey and then Dave were like, you all right, dude? But all my shit was everywhere. Like, it was crazy, dude. It was super crazy. But then, we just headed down into Johnson Valley. Kind of like right. Then we drove over to where we usually camp, where we camped last time for Hammers, and played around there for a while. And then we went up, we drove back down Boone Road, and then we drove up to Rattlesnake Canyon, took that up to Burns Canyon. And instead of going all the way to where we usually end, to that sketchy-ass, remember, I'm like, hey, it's shorter if we go this way.
You mean Divorce Hill?
Yeah.
Because the last time we went that way, and Jose was leading, he's like, hey, I think I got a shortcut on Gaia. I swear to God.
There's a shorter route right here.
Yes. And Tammy's like, we're going to follow him? I'm like, yeah, it's fine. It's shorter route. And 30 seconds in, I'm looking at her like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
But there's another road. I don't know what the forest road number is, but it's instead of Burns Canyon, it's Burns
Hill?
No, Burns
Valley?
Flat. Burns Flat. So it cuts into Big Bear and it drops you off the 38 on the 38.
Okay.
So we took that. That's a cool little route. Oh, but I'm missing one more. Before when we got up to Burns Canyon, so it's like if you're going from Pioneer Town to Big Bear, right? We always do this offshoot where I think it's that offshoot where you said you took your Tacoma once and you kind of like messed it up. It's like a black diamond little offshoot, and I'm like, hey.
Oh yeah. I know what you're talking about.
So we took that because it's called Pontiac Sluice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
I've done that.
we did Pontiac Sluice, and dude, it's cool, man. It's a cool little technical trail. I think we can do it.
Yeah. I think I did it in my Tacoma with a group of guys that were like the guy leading it was on a built K5 Blazer.
Yeah.
Like it was a group of guys that for some reason wanted to get through it as fast as they possibly could, and I was just trying to keep up.
It's a short little trail. It's maybe a couple miles, but it's real technical in one spot, dude. There's a hard line and then the easy line, and the easy line is it's 2N61Y. Thanks, Dave. Yeah, dude, we should definitely try to do it. I don't know, man. There's some pretty big ass rocks. I used my sliders a couple times.
Yeah.
And then the Gladiators were on 37, so they had enough clearance and stuff.
That's dumb. That is the trying to do it on. I did it on 33s in the Tacoma with sliders, and I fully used every inch of those sliders on that truck.
But I think we can do it. I think Matt's truck can do it now that it has sliders.
It could have done it without it. It's just, it would have been pretty marred up.
It would have. But yeah, it's a cool little offshoot. So we should do Pioneer Town to Big Bear and then take that offshoot.
Okay.
It'd be a cool little day run for sure.
I'm down. I need to get some new treads. I'm running
big time.
I'm running pretty slick right now.
I'm running slicks. I'm about ready to take it onto the drift scene and see what I can do.
I don't think a full size truck can make it up that trail, dude. I don't think so.
Really?
No,
without damage.
it's gonna get a lot of damage, dude. It's gonna get high centered a lot, and it's very tight in some spots, so it's gonna get pinstriped for sure. But I don't know. I'm sure full size trucks have been through there that are probably super built. I don't know.
Yeah, I was gonna say usually it depends on how you feel about what it looks like when you get out. Like, full-size trucks can fit anywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
What it looks like at the end of the trail is a different story.
So we did that, and then we drove up to Big Bear, filled up, and then we stopped by Bear Valley, but you guys were closed already by the time we got there. It was like 4,
was it Saturday?
It was Saturday around like 4:45 or something.
Think I was golfing.
Oh, nice. Instead of working.
But we went to that. No, we worked Sunday instead. We closed Saturday. Went to that Explorer Expo.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we're just gonna stop by and say what's up. But so from there we drove up to I forgot the Van Dusen Road into like Holcomb Valley, and then we just drove up to that spot, White Mountain, like the beginning of White Mountain, that overlook. You know, where we camped for the LGECTS run, or we stopped for lunch at that one time.
Yeah.
We camped there. We got there around 7 something, and then just hung out. And then by 9 o'clock, we were all asleep. But it was just a cool little run, dude. But Rattlesnake Canyon is always, I like that trail, man. It's a really fun trail. And then, because I didn't do it last time, I was riding along with Adam.
That's right. That's right. Why? Oh, because
something happened.
The Red Rocket doesn't have skid plates.
Yeah. No.
And then that Pontiac Sluice Trail is awesome. But yeah, man, it's a cool little run. It was like 90 miles of off-road trails. It's pretty cool.
Dude, that sounds really cool.
It was a long day for sure, but it was totally cool.
But it's a small group. You know,
yeah, it was 3 trucks.
When it's 3 trucks, you can
you can move.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
Well, they can move. You can catch up.
I can catch up.
But when it's a small group, it's easier to do that. You know, get that many miles underneath your tires.
Yeah, but for lunch, we stopped in the middle of a rattlesnake. There's a couple cabins there, like BLM cabins. Deployed that awning. We all just hanging out in that awning. That's one of those things that you don't really know you need it because you didn't have it. But then when you have it, you're like, dude, this thing comes in handy.
Yeah, it's you know, it's funny. You know, a few months ago, I would have said, "Oh, I'm not going to waste any money on an awning," right? And then you having it and seeing what they can do, and like how now I'm like, shit, I need an awning. I need to get me an awning.
I would buy that before I'd probably buy most other things. Like it would be tires, sliders, and then probably an awning.
So I had a 270 awning, but it won't fit on my rack the way I want it with the rooftop tent, because the rooftop tent props open and I can't do it. So we have a conventional awning that's narrower that I think.
But they come in that 270 awning comes in driver and passenger side, right?
Correct. But because of the way we built the rack with the tent and then my boxes, there's not enough room to put the awning in between where the box is and the tent is.
Your box is the problem?
My box is too big. I got too much.
You got a big box?
I got too much box to fit. But I want to get like we have a like a 4.5 foot wide, I think.
It's a rollout one, right?
Yeah, but I want to mount it on the back over the tailgate, and then that way I can deploy it straight out over the tailgate. And that one has to use legs, but I've opened them up. They take a minute to put out. They're super simple. They're not as simple as the 270s are.
I'm not gonna lie, dude. If I had to put legs on it, I wouldn't have done it. I wouldn't be like,
you spoiled bastard.
No, but yeah, dude, that awning's, it comes in clutch, dude.
Yeah, the 270. So you've got the
Delta Wing,
the XTR 271. Unzip the bag, undo the Velcro, and walk outwards. It's 30 seconds.
It's that easy.
It's super simple to set those things up, and they are like when we were at the expo, we had 2 of those awnings deployed, 3 of those awnings deployed in the booth. We would have died, dude. It was 95 degrees at 6,000 foot elevation. If it wasn't for those awnings, we would have melted. So you can pick those things up at the Ironman 4x4 America website. Use the code TrailChasers20 to get discounts, 20% discount on that.
Real quick, I don't know if you guys saw, but Ironman Australia just released some new fridges. I don't know if you guys see that.
No.
You go check those out, dude.
October.
It's something. Hopefully, they come to the States.
Yeah.
I think they're like the M series for metal.
Or Matt.
Or Matt.
The
Matt series.
We'll have to keep an eye out to see if those make it to the refrigeration.
Hopefully, they make it to North America because those fridges look pretty badass.
Hopefully, they make it to Fontana.
Yeah,
I'll have to pay attention to the Ironman 4x4 America website to see if that comes up.
They released a bunch of new stuff, didn't they?
Yeah,
Yes.
they did a dog bed.
Okay. Sounds stupid.
I thought that was one of those games, that kids are playing now where they're throwing the ball down on the trampoline on the ground. I'm like, is that the same? Is that what do they call that?
Spike ball.
Spike ball, yeah, spike ball. There you go. A whole new line of chairs, and I sat in all of them, and they're pretty damn comfortable. The small one's too small, but for me. But the
story of your life. Huh?
The bigger ones, yes. I've never had anything too small for me. So yeah, and then they have it's gonna sound stupid, dude. But remember at Expo where I was talking about the collapsible Tupperware things and how fast those sold?
We weren't there, but you did talk about it.
We now have a collapsible kettle. So like a water kettle. So it's metal on the bottom and it collapses and you can open it up, use it to boil water, do whatever, and collapse it back down. Again, it sounds, when you think about it, you're like, that's dumb. When you think about how many different bins and kettles and trays and stuff that you like take camping, that now you have a whole tote full of them.
Yeah, dude.
It's so convenient to just collapse them and put them all in one box.
Yeah, dude. If there's I'm all about efficiency now, so I'm trying to just refine my setup. But yeah, there's collapsible.
What is up with you guys? Like, what's happening, dude? You sound just like Cody. Like, every time.
Am I sounding elitist?
I know. Look, I can't just walk into Bass Pro Shops and take everything. So now I'm all about efficiencies.
Elitist
guys.
is bringing titanium plates and spoons.
You were talking about efficiencies.
I have none of those things. I don't know what you're talking about.
No, Joey has titanium plates.
Does he?
I want one of those ceramic
I want
knives.
vibranium.
See, dude, fuck you, dude. Talking about elitism.
That's
talking
all
about
I
ceramic kitchen knives
That's
for
all
camping.
I want, but that's all I'll have on my truck. A cooler of beer and a ceramic knife for cutting carne asada.
It'd be a styrofoam cooler.
Oh, come on.
And it's like
that
$400 knife.
Yeah, you know that styrofoam cooler ain't lasting to the trail, let alone on the trail.
Oh, yeah, dude. But I took my ice chest and fuck that, too, dude. I'm done with ice. I'm done with it. I don't want to do with it anymore.
Listen to you.
Look
at you become. I'm going to play back some older episodes.
Yeah, you're going to be like, I don't care. I
remember when
I need
Jose.
my truck.
I remember when I used to relate to Jose.
Yeah.
We do
I'm not of the people anymore.
You're like we can name your truck
he went from man on the streets to man in the hills.
Yeah, man on the
man above baseline.
Man, yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
the man that looks down on you, like
literally.
Start calling him Bougie Carlos.
Yeah, BC.
We do have. Iran does have a new lantern / bug zapper.
Yeah, I was into that. I was
right?
Like,
that looks super cool. It's a little rechargeable lantern that's got a bug zapper attached to it.
Pretty dope.
Got more chairs. Like you said, the dog bed and the kettle, and then there was something else. I felt like there was a
portable battery box.
The battery box.
Dude,
that what it was.
So I wanted to ask you about that. What is? Look, I'm not elite yet, but I feel like if
You can name your rig after like a transformer if you wanted.
What do you do with that battery? Like, what's the use case for that?
So
it's just like one of those just like a Jackery or something like that. But
okay.
Yeah, you buy a
the
battery,
thing is
put
with
it in
those
it,
Jackeries. Yeah, so those things are like milliamp hours, right? You could get like a 100 amp hour battery and put it in there,
like a big Group 31 battery.
Well, it sounds silly, but I was looking at the solar option and a dual battery setup and all that stuff. With this, you could literally just buy a battery, put it in the box. You mount it in there. It's got a fan. It's got Anderson plugs. It's got USB chargers. It's got a bunch of stuff. And you just take that camping, set it at campsite, charge your refrigerator, charge your lights, do whatever. And when the battery dies, so what? You bring it home, put it back on the trickle charger.
Throw it away and get another one.
You get one of those lithium batteries that they use for those solar setups. And charge that thing up because that thing will last fucking forever. 100 amp hours will last forever.
Yes, and you don't need to worry about dual battery setups or having power.
Right.
Like this thing, it's got a light on it. It's got a fan for ventilation. It's got two USB ports, two 12-volt sockets, a voltmeter.
It's got a thigh master.
It's got you could jump your truck with it. It's got all kinds of cool things. I mean, it's
yeah. I mean, I'll be honest. I saw that. I'm like, what do you use that for?
I saw it in the showroom, and I was like, ordering one of those because
of course.
Well, just like Matt brings the flash fish, and then we bring the flash fish.
Oh, okay.
It takes place of those things.
Yeah.
Okay.
It takes place of those things for $150. Whereas, so it's $150 plus the cost of a battery.
Yeah.
Versus some of those battery charger
They're
things.
Like $500-$600,
yes.
right? Okay.
Yes.
For a good one, yeah.
And if look, $140 you get the battery box. Go find a friend that's not smart enough to lock his truck. Take the battery out of his truck.
Preferably if they own a Jeep, you just gotta pop those
latches off. Pull
Yeah.
yourself. But I saw this and thought this is a sweet idea. I want to get one.
The other thing they had was a fan for the tents.
Oh yeah, the portable fan. Yeah, it's a tent fan. You're right.
I saw this video the other day. There's this company that's taking the Iron Man maxi case, like the 100-liter one, I think, the one that looks more like a rifle case, like that kind of shape, and they're turning it into a sink, a kitchen or sink, whatever.
So it's not available for purchase, but there is one in the showroom in Sherwood, and it's super freaking cool. As soon as that thing's ready for purchase, it's like it all folds up in the maxi case. You slide it out, open it up, boom, sink, running water. I mean, pump for water, the whole thing, like a whole kitchen
and
in a box.
a little single like pan burner comes out of it too.
It's really cool. It is really cool. It's one of those things that everybody talks about when you go into the showroom and you see it, and it's like, oh, it's not ready yet. It's still working.
It's one of those Etsy kind of things. You buy this on Etsy?
No, it's another
Iron Man working with that guy.
It's another company that started doing it and is trying to develop them as part of a product offering that can be sold. So at least that's my understanding. I could be wrong. I'm wrong about most things all the time. So don't take any words I say to heart ever for things that don't know.
Are you just saying words?
Yes.
Are you trying to form a sentence, or just words are coming into your head and they're just coming right out?
Just coming out. So speaking of Big Bear and trips, if you are part of the Patreon group, you just got a message on Patreon from me. We are going to do an overnighter this Saturday. Nothing like short notice. Today is 7/26/2022.
We are.
So this just came up. Well, no, we talked about it last week
No,
or 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago.
Yeah, we did. Casey, did we not talk about this 2 weeks ago?
We did.
Yes, we did.
No.
We did. Okay.
Don't look at me, Jose. I don't remember.
Casey and I are going camping this Saturday in Big Bear. So Casey's got an event at the Bear Valley Overland shop in the morning. So I'm going to take a lazy morning with Presley, get up there around lunchtime, hang out, and then we'll go from the Bear Valley shop over to some super special campsite that Casey has. We don't know, no real agenda, just some mild wheeling to get to the campsite, maybe wheel out on Sunday morning, but nothing planned beyond that at this point.
Pontiac Sluice.
I doubt that that's going to be the one, but
Gold Mountain,
White Mountain in reverse.
At night. The whole time?
Yeah.
Wow. That's ballsy. You could do it, Jose. That Ford ain't doing it. There's no way.
No, you're absolutely right. So my point being, if you guys want to join us on the camp trip, shoot me a text or a DM. Let me know so Casey knows how many people we need to be prepared for.
Those DMs.
Slide into the DMs.
Get in there real deep, like.
And then we'll plan on like I said, a super mellow just overnight camp. Tammy's gone for the weekend. I'm gonna take Presley out to do some camping. So it sounds like neither one of you remembered that conversation. So is it something you might want to?
I think you and your brother just talked about it.
No, dude. We
I don't think so, dude. I mean,
there was some talk about trying to get an overnighter. I don't
because Cody had brought up that it was put on the calendar a long ass time ago, like to just this weekend for something, and then we never really talked about it. And then it was like, well,
and then Casey said that group's coming up to the shop, and
Cody, you had a full-on conversation with Casey about that Toyo event. Put it on a calendar, and you have no recollection of it
until I looked at the calendar.
Don't give me shit about not remembering.
I wasn't giving you shit. I was just saying it sounds like you missed it.
Well, it sounds like we both missed. We both are missing some hours in our lives.
Most of the hours in my life have been purged from my brain, especially everything before 2010.
Why?
So anyways, that's the plan for Saturday is to do some camping. If you guys want to go, let me know. Do you think you guys are going to go on the spot?
I just found out about it, so I gotta figure it out.
No, I have a family function on Saturday.
What? We're family.
This is my other family.
There's no other.
The ones that I fight with all the time.
There's no other family, dude.
It's been a long time.
Are you gonna get in a fight this weekend?
Oh yeah, I'm kind of. It's like
okay. Then here's the plan. Pack all your shit in the truck, and then when you get in the fight on Saturday, be like, F it, I'm out of here, and then meet us up in Big Bear.
Okay, sure. Sounds like a plan. My brother has he's done it every year since he bought his place up in the top of the hill there, Oak Hill.
Don't try to fancy it up. It's Victorville.
Yeah, it's Hesperia.
Right?
It's fancy Victorville.
No, it's Apple Valley adjacent.
Yeah, I'm not gonna fancy up nothing. I give them shit about living in fucking Victorville or Hesperia, whatever, Adelanto adjacent.
Yeah, Adelanto is like the low of the low, right?
Wow, Oak Hills is actually a city. I didn't think it was actually a city.
Yeah, it's probably unincorporated. But...
You know what? Give me some time, and if you want, I'll put it in order. Like,
okay,
yeah, like bottom to top, top to bottom. Feeling is the bottom. Actually, I'll tell you right now, feeling is the bottom.
Below Hemet?
No, in that area.
Yeah. There's nothing better, nothing worse than Hemet.
Well, feeling is literally next door to Oak Hills.
Yeah.
But
you got the worst and the best next to each other.
Well, how many oaks
is like
are out
above
there?
Looking down? I think.
Are there any oak trees?
I don't think oaks grow out there.
There's no oaks or hills.
Yeah.
No, back in 2009, the Felinites had to burn all those.
They should call it the Oakless Flats.
It was the Phelan Oak Weevil that took out all the oaks back in the day.
It's like the potato famine for like Irish people.
It's so funny when we go on these rants about specific cities in California. And Matt brought it up before. Like other people that aren't in California are like, what are these jackasses talking about?
They're like Google mapping all these. Like,
they have a gigantic map on their wall. They're just putting X's over cities.
Don't go here.
I guess I can't go here.
They're like, that's another town in California.
Wow.
It's like you look at the satellite view, just the satellite from like 10,000 feet. You're like, it doesn't look that bad. But then you street view, if it exists, it's all dirt roads and shit. But it's like, oh my God, how did that poor Google vehicle get by through there and take those photos and survive?
You go to Street View and it's pictures of zombies on the windshield of the Google machine.
Exactly. It's like that. Remember that robot that it was like some Canadian college or something was like, we're going to build a robot that's going to travel from the East Coast to the West Coast of the United States. And I think the premise was, hey, if you see this robot, just give it a ride, down. And we're trying to go west.
What kind of robot? Like a bipedal?
It's a Zumba. A
Roomba. It was like a automated like Zumba or essentially
miniature Roomba.
Roomba.
It's not one of those Boston Dynamic dogs.
That thing made it a fucking block or two in Philadelphia, and they
kicked the shit out of it.
They kicked the shit out of it and broke it. Look it up.
Why would you start in Philadelphia?
Yeah, that seems like a bad place to start.
I don't know the reason for.
I mean,
can you imagine
city of brotherly love, but they don't love robots, huh?
No. We as a
robots
society,
are not brother.
They were probably afraid. They're like, oh, this is how fucking what was the
iRobot?
No, Terminator 2. The company that
Skynet.
This is how Skynet starts right here. I know Skynet when I see it, and they just went at that thing with probably bats and axes. I don't know. It was
AKs
destroyed.
Oh, speaking of early 90s, late 80s movies, kind of adjacent. That show Prey, that Predator show.
Oh, is it good?
I don't know.
Yeah, I sent you guys a thing to it.
That's right.
I
You
think
did.
that's in a couple weeks. I think.
Oh, all right, dude.
All right.
Also,
like August 10th or something.
All right, dude. Party at the house. We'll
Yeah,
do a
dude, we're gonna
barbecue.
have a watch party.
Do a watch party.
Can it be a watch/pool party?
well, we're gonna watch the first Predator because you kind of have to pay homage, and then we're gonna watch the show.
Shout out to Chris Wagner at Iron Man. He last week in the shop, he was on a rampage. Every 30 seconds was a Predator reference and an artist. And I'm like, dude, have you been hanging out with Matt and Jose and Casey this whole time?
Dylan.
Yes, that one multiple times in the warehouse.
Used to be somebody I could trust.
You son of a bitch.
That wasn't a cue to start the
Stick around.
Stick around.
Okay, stop.
Come on. Come get me.
So speaking of
Bullshit, Billy. You're not
I'm
afraid
right
of
here.
anybody.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm right here.
This is not going to go well. Okay, we're gonna end.
Billy's not afraid of any man.
We're
He's
gonna
not a man.
we're gonna end here on the.
Remember that rant about him standing on the fucking bridge, that log or whatever?
What was he doing? He's giving the Predator a handicap. Like,
They cut away. You hear noises. The only reason why Arnold won is because Billy fucked that thing up. They didn't show it.
yeah,
They
but
didn't show it, dude.
Billy was giving the Predator a chance by cutting himself and
Right.
losing power.
All right,
It's the only
you
way.
guys, thank you so much for joining us tonight. I'm sorry that it ended this way. Thank you to Chase. Go check out 2-Track Nation.
I
and
would have
Chase
watched how
Detroit.
many movies with Billy? It's like
Hey,
I hope he makes the Marvel universe somehow.
we don't know he's dead. All we heard him was yelling, but you don't know why. He probably got away.
He was happy. There was more Predators. There was a dozen of them. He killed 11. And then he just left.
They're gonna make a movie out of that scene.
He left one for Arnold.
It's Predator, but from Billy's point of view.
Oh my God. Please.
That would be fantastic.
Please, the powers that be. Please make this movie. Oh my God. I'm hashtagging that shit. Hashtag
Billy POV.
That, oh man. God. Yes.
Oh, good night, everybody.
Good night.